Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the comedy extravaganza that is The Adventures of E. Strap yourselves in because in this podcast we dive into hilarious personal stories, mishaps, and everyday life. From the awkward encounters at the grocery store to trying to adult in a world that seems determined to trip us up at every turn. So whether you're listening during your commute or just kicking back with a cup of coffee, get ready to laugh until your sides hurt. Here's your host, Elissa.
Hey, by the way, I have a bone to pick with you, sir.
Okay. What's the bone to pick?
In the intro about the grocery store, that's not about me. You don't even allow me to go to the grocery store.
I know, we've talked about that before.
I know, but I still feel like I still have a bone to pick with you.
Okay. Well, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's us again.
Hey.
Thank you for coming back for more. Again, please make sure to like and follow us on whatever you're listening to us on. That came out weird, but you know what I mean.
It's all right. You know, little merp there.
Today, you're stuck with just Jason and myself.
Shucks.
Right. I still have all the awkwardness to give, though.
Yeah, all the awkwardness. Speaking of awkwardness, so just had a conversation not 10 minutes ago. And for some reason, you know, out of all these times that we've recorded and done these things, like I've never, you know, I've been on air before. I've done those types of things. Like never really had any real anxiety or anything about it. But for some reason tonight, there was a little bit of anxiety buildup, and I don't know why. You
think that might be because of all the furniture moving we've been doing?
I mean, that is very possible. You know, we have made some updates to the studio. So we are now sitting in comfortable chairs, which makes life a heck of a lot easier.
And interesting.
Yes, it's a different dynamic for us. Instead of facing one another, being directly across from one another.
Like at a desk.
Yeah, we're actually sitting next to one another. So it's definitely different.
So that's kind of a current event. We were talking about we have changed up the studio. We have a rug. We're in comfy chairs. We have blankets. Like, it's a way different vibe. And not in a bad way.
No,
but
not
just
in a bad way.
In a very different way.
Yeah, it's a much more, I don't want to say purpose-built. I want to say that it's more relaxed, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know, whereas the desk and how we had it set up was very conversational. It was very, very business, you know, kind of.
But it was also kind of testing the waters, too, because we had a ginormous I had a ginormous craft desk on the opposing wall that we're now sitting at.
Right.
That was, 12 foot long, 8 foot long?
Yeah,
no
it was
joke.
like 8 foot long and then ran 8 foot up the wall.
Right. So we were winging it and seeing how this even went and if we even wanted to continue to do it before we ever moved that behemoth of a fucking desk.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, how did you do that by yourself?
You know, I disassembled it into a ton of like not tiny pieces. And then just moved it to a different space. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there.
Right. We don't want to talk about that, though.
No, but speaking of talking about moving furniture, folks, I come home last night, and Elissa has this amazing yet crazy idea. Hey, let's go ahead and rearrange the entire living room.
Well, for a long time, we looked like we had been robbed.
That is true, because we stole the chairs and stole some other stuff and moved them upstairs.
And moved things, yeah.
Yeah, we seem to move things all the time.
We do. You digress, because Saturday night, you waited until I worked 12 and a half hours and been like, let's move these heavy chairs that we have to not only maneuver down the hallway, but into the room. And it's a lot of angles, folks. I got myself caught behind one because I was trying to hurry up and do it. So he'd be like, oh my God, you're the best. But instead, I got myself backed into a corner and stuck and had to wait for him to come and save me.
That's okay. I mean, at least I've got a purpose in the relationship.
But I'm saying you did it to me Saturday night, and then I did it to you Monday night. But it's been amazing.
Yeah, no, I think the changes have been good and, you know, good for the flow of our home and the comfort. And I think, honestly, I think a little bit of mental health too, because it, kind of completes some things and finalizes some things and makes them feel better.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
a check mark. Well, not just that, but like I was saying, we were just testing the waters, and now that we know that we like doing this, and not only do we like doing it, but the whole 12 followers that we may or may not have, or listeners, or
We've
whatever.
come up a little bit. I think we're up to like 14 or 15 now.
Be better, not bitter.
Yeah.
Have been messaging us or Snapchatting us or Facebooking us or texting or calling or whatever, telling us how much they love it. And we actually really have decided that we love it. So it's kind of like here to stay. So even if we have 12 or, a million one day listeners, I think we're going to keep rolling with it until there's no more rolling to do.
Yeah, I think that,
Keep on rolling.
I think we've just kind of taken this and, we're not, at this stage going to monetize or do anything along those lines. If anybody that's listened has noticed, we don't do any ads or any sponsorships or any crazy shit like that. I think we're just kind of putting ourselves out there and getting a feel for it and, seeing if, what we talk about and Elissa's stories and some of my stories here or there, like if people actually have an interest in hearing it, because, we enjoy sharing it. We enjoy, even though we hate people on a general basis, like especially me, like I really don't care for people on the vast majority of the time. I don't mind talking to people, which is, weird,
Right.
Like I have zero issue with just walking up to somebody and, presenting myself and, introducing myself. And a lot of that has to come from, me spending years, decades in the car business and, having to talk to people. But
Right. Well, I will say, though, it is also, confirming, too, when you get those, or I've gotten those messages that's like, oh, my God.
yeah, because ladies and gentlemen, this is her podcast. This is not mine. I am the color commentary. Thank you.
Right, I'm just a talent. I show up. He does everything else.
Yeah, producer,
But-
social media. Anyway.
Everything.
Right.
But anyway,
Shh.
let it happen.
Yeah, okay.
I have people, messaging me and things and saying, I laughed the whole time. And not only did I laugh, which we've talked about, I love making people laugh, but also you're being real.
Right.
And again, in that whole say the weird thing, people live, I guess I never realized how much people live behind social media and this facade that they're perfect. And we for sure are out here saying we're not perfect. We're fucked up.
Oh,
We do
yeah.
fucked up shit. We say fucked up shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're trying to be decent people for the most part.
Yeah, decent people at a distance.
Yeah.
That's really, that's really it. Decent people at a distance.
And people like laughing about my awkwardness.
Yeah. But that's been, ever since I've known you. I mean, that's been something that has always kind of been your trademark. I mean, you make people laugh and people have fun and you engage well with pretty much everybody that you meet, which is just crazy. I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
But I'm still awkward. On the inside, I am straight panicking.
Right.
But I've been told. See, I don't feel like I don't. I feel like I don't hide it well, but apparently I do. So I'll take it.
What the panic?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Other times you get the T-Rex arms.
Oh, well, we call those awkward paws too.
Yeah.
Awkward pause.
And you just kind of naturally draw back and you can
Like
kinda
my
see
arms
it.
come up like T-Rex hands and
Yep.
I get real uncomfortable.
Yep.
That's when you know, I've given up on life completely.
Shit's just awkward.
And I have nothing to say. I just want to run away and probably go shit somewhere
Yeah.
and break the toilet.
Break the toilets. She gone.
We'll talk about that another day.
We've
We've
already-
talked about one.
Yeah, we've talked about one instance of that. And, we're trying to spread these stories out. We don't want to overwhelm everybody.
Spread them like shit.
We're not tilling the fields there, Cletus. Good Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We
So,
really went off the white trash road there.
Hey, I never claimed to be non-white trash to be white trash. I'm just me.
Me too. I'm a little bit white trash, a little bit hillbilly, a little bit, well, completely awkward.
Honestly, I'm a lot of don't give a shit.
I know, and I need to be more like that. But we'll talk about that on another day because that's too much.
Well, but I will say this, like, you have done better about balancing those things and letting, because I would hate for you to be exactly like me as far as not giving a shit, because then it kind of makes your personality cold, and I don't think that would be beneficial to you or the people that love you for who you are.
But that's just not me.
Right, but every once in a while to be able to say, yeah, I don't really give a shit, that's not going to affect me. It might be a bonus for you to have that in your back pocket.
Well,
every
this
once in a while.
podcast is the first time I said that.
Yeah.
Like, it really was the first time I said, okay, like, I'm just going to live my life.
Yeah.
Like I tell stories here and there, but this is who I am at my core. Like, why do I try to hide it for certain people or to make certain people or groups of people happy or what, et cetera, et cetera. And I thought, I'm just going to like run and jump and go for it. And
so this podcast is your I don't give a shit moment.
It really is. Oh my God. 2024 is my I don't give a shit era.
Yeah. I like it. I dig it.
We just got to keep a handle on it because, with my ADHD, I can go really off the deep end real fast and get real cringy.
Yeah. Sleep shopping, all kinds of different things. I mean, we could name off a list a mile long how far it could go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, let's not. But hey, kind of speaking of that and like changing and being a chameleon in that type of situation, but not trying to be, I had a question for you.
Okay.
What's a talent or skill you wish you had?
That's a difficult one. A talent or skill I wish I had.
The reason I ask you is we're talking about it at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, actually, my talent or skill would be hand in hand with my dream job.
Okay.
And they're like, what is it? And I said, if I had an ounce of artistic ability that I could have ran with, I would have been an amazing tattoo artist.
Yeah, I could see that with your creativity.
That would have been my dream job.
Yeah. So you're saying the talent or skill would be to be able to tattoo.
Be artistic, like be an artist.
Well, I mean, I think you could be. I think also it's a learned skill.
Yeah, my attention span doesn't have time for that.
Right. So you need that immediate gratification of, I need to learn it like right now.
Right. I got to talking to one of the doctors too about this, and I said, well, believe it or not, when I was a kid, my dream job was to be, this is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen, Jason can attest to this, was to be a archaeologist.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was to be a race car driver.
Which that's fun. Yeah.
And then it was to be a stand-up comedian.
Which we're kind of hovering around that, except in podcast form.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and he goes, okay. And I go, and then I ended up here. And I smiled and he just laughed at me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like a talent or skill, I play guitar and I know music and whatnot, but I never really learned how to formally play the piano. So I think that would be a cool talent or skill to have. I would enjoy that.
And I tried to get you, when we looked like we had been robbed,
Yep, I know.
to buy a baby grand piano.
Piano.
And I said I would learn.
Mm-hmm.
And you fought me tooth and nail.
Well, I've found more pianos since then. It's not to say we couldn't get one. Good Lord.
Well, now the space is filled. I have anxiety.
Oh, awkward.
My awkward paws are out.
All right. Okay, so moving along. Let me think if there's something else. I don't know. I might have to circle back to that one. I might be a circle back guy on that
Oh,
one.
no. I married the circle back guy.
The circle back guy.
Jesus help us all.
Yeah, Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, anyway, we were kind of talking about this. What's something you're scared to try or do?
Right off the top of my head, I will not skydive.
How come?
I just, there's just something about it. Like, just knowing my luck, it'll be the one time that the parachute and the reserve fuck up.
I would do it if I wasn't so chunky. I'm being honest.
I don't think size has anything to do with it.
No. This is me. This is 100% real.
Okay.
True story. If I wasn't chunky, I would do it in a heartbeat. If somebody was like, "Hey, Alyssa, let's go skydiving," or "Hey, Alyssa, let's go skydiving and put it on your podcast," I'd be like, "Hell yeah, let me lose 75 pounds." The reason is I just feel really bad for that person behind me that has to catch us both on the ground. Like, I don't want his shins to pop out his kneecaps.
Jesus.
I'm serious. These are the things I think about.
Right. And I get that. And that's, that's very courteous of you. But let's be honest. I mean, I've seen quite a few people that skydive that they're not small people. Like the instructors, they're not small people.
Well, I mean, here I'm saying I do it, but I guess to a certain extent, I'm scared to do it too.
Like, I just, that is one of those, like, I'll drive a car fast. I could be on a racetrack. I could, be driving in traffic. Like, those types of things where I'm in as much control as possible that are a little bit higher risk situations and adrenaline situations, I'm okay with.
It's because you are a control freak to a certain extent,
Well,
and that's okay.
It's not even that. Like, if you think about skydiving, if those two safety nets fail, there is not a loss of a little bit of control. You lose everything.
Honestly, I would have to jump out of that plane, me personally, with the YOLO. Because here's the thing. A, it is my luck, 100%, that my parachute or however many backups there are didn't work. It would be my luck.
Same, yeah.
2, then I crush us both with all my weight because I didn't lose weight.
Oy.
I'm serious. So I would already have to go into it with a fuck it attitude anyway.
Right. And I don't think there's any amount of alcohol or illicit substance that could get me to, like, do that.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think really hard about it.
Yeah, I don't. No.
You know what's an not everyday task, but a task that we do often that I get real panicked about?
What?
So, ladies and gents, when we go on a vacation, pretty much every vacation we've ever been on since we've been married, we always go, governor. Go, governor.
Did you have a stroke today? Are you okay?
Do
you smell burnt toast?
No, we're good.
No. What year is it?
2024.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
No, we're good. I know. I'm alert and oriented times 3.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
My Tourette's though are clearly, I'm not diagnosed. That's a joke. I'm sorry for anybody who has Tourette's.
No, I mean, Tourette's is cool. Why would you be sorry?
I'm just saying they're on point today, really bad.
Like shit, piss, fuck. I mean, just all over the place.
Right. And it would be my luck. It would be like the worst words ever. Anyway, let's go back or I'm going to get sidetracked.
Circle back.
Real bad.
Circle back?
No, I'm not circling back. I'm just going to get sidetracked.
Okay. All right.
Is we always go get a couples massage. Almost every city we've ever been to, all that kind of stuff.
It's like one of the poignant pieces that we make sure to do every time we travel somewhere, especially travel somewhere new, to just, enjoy it and relax and spend time together.
And we've been very lucky because everywhere we've been thus far has been amazing. We've only had one incident that was less than ideal, expensive, but not the best of standards, I think.
Yeah.
Overall. And that was it. That's been it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was in the city we live in. Well, close to the city we live in.
Yeah, in a very high-end area where you would think that, it would be a little bit more top-notch,
but every
top
other
shelf.
city, every other state we've been in, it's been amazing.
Yeah, and tiny little private massage places, nothing corporate or anything like that. And they've been phenomenal.
But every time we go, I get the worst anxiety.
But why?
Well, there's a couple reasons. Well, there's a couple instances, but there's a couple reasons.
Do tell.
Which comes first? The instance that started it all?
Well, I think you should start at the beginning. I mean, chronological order is key for
Okay.
most stories.
I don't remember the exact year. I want to say maybe 2010.
Okay.
Like 2008, 2010.
It's almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with my ex-husband, and we went to Las Vegas. We traveled there on a vacation, just him and myself. His mom had a timeshare there, so like we didn't pay any money out. Anyway, super long story short, I'm sorry about that. We went. I have never been to Vegas or anywhere like Vegas in my life.
Right.
And at the time, do not quote me, but I'm 90% sure that sex work was legal in Nevada in certain areas, but not necessarily in Las Vegas, but other areas.
And I believe that is still the case as of right now.
Yeah, I have no idea, but this was back then that I knew. So up to this point, I had only had a massage one time in my life, and it was a good experience. So he said, hey, why don't you book us a massage, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, okay, cool. So I am like so scared I'm going to accidentally get the happy ending place. Like that I call. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
not what I'm looking for.
While you're in Vegas proper.
Yes.
Okay.
So I finally find a place, and it's like really cool, holistic type of place. Like we soaked our feet in tea, and then we had like a whole reflexology massage, and then we went off, and instead of getting a massage together, we were taken apart, which, okay, whatever. Like, so I will never go completely underwear free for a massage. That to me feels so weird.
Yeah.
And that's just me. You do you. Whatever you want to do makes you happy.
I'm the same way. Yeah, boxers. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. And I wear generally boy shorts because they cover a little bit more. And that's what I'm comfortable in. So I go in and get this massage. And in no way is this any offense. Some Asian lady starts giving me my massage. And I am face down, ass up. That is not the way I like to fuck. Anyway, I'm sorry.
You sure? Anyways.
She starts massaging me, and I'm like, okay. And she gets down, like, around my, like, lower back area. And she massages my buttocks, my ass cheeks.
The glutes.
But then I felt like her little hand got a little close to my no square.
Just a little bit close.
Yeah, and I remember, like, I inadvertently, like, clenched.
Which, I mean, is the natural response.
Right, like, I tensed up, and I know I clenched. And I fucking kid you not, this little Asian lady smacked my ass and yelled, release.
Release the demons.
When I tell you I sat up and said, I don't fucking think so.
That's awesome.
She ran away.
She ran away.
She, like, left, and I put on my clothes, and I sat out in the lobby.
Really?
There was nobody to be found. And then we paid, and then that was the end of that.
So what I'm hearing is you're probably not going to go back there if we ever take a trip to Vegas.
I don't even remember honest to God, what the place was called. I can't even remember half the time if I ate the day before.
Yeah, that is true as well.
But that's what started it all. And that's why I have anxiety from time to time when we go to get massages now.
And rightfully so, yeah. So what's the second part of that? We've started with the instance that caused the anxiety.
So since that, I now do weird things during massages.
Okay. Do tell, because 9 times out of 10, like halfway through a massage, I fall asleep.
Yeah, I tend to talk now because I get real awkward.
Really?
Yeah. And then a couple years ago, we were in Nashville, Tennessee, and we were going to get massages, and we had just had the the donut place.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
And so way in advance, like almost an hour before we had our massage, we had ate.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's massaging me. He looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Nice.
Do you remember this?
I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
He's pushing down.
Isn't that the one where we couldn't go in together? Like you had to go for an hour, and then I came back and I had to go for an hour. Yeah. Yep.
He started rubbing so hard, like from my neck area down into my rib cage, that I burped. That's a vomit burp, ladies and gentlemen, in my mouth. And it got so bad, I kept swallowing because I needed to throw up all of a sudden. And he kept pushing harder and harder.
Thinking that he was doing something positive.
I have no idea what he thought. I was trying to lay
He was getting it.
I was trying to lay as still as possible, so he had no idea. And I'm not joking. At one point, it started just to come out. And I can see his shoe. And my spit hit his shoe. And I hurried up and tried to and swallow it, and it tasted like donuts.
I mean, hey, at least it tasted like donuts.
I mean, it could have been worse.
It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Now, the question is, did he notice it drop on his shoe?
I don't know. And if he did, he played it off really well.
Because he probably continued on with the massage, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's a trooper. Kudos.
Right.
We gave good tips there.
I always try to give a good tip. And listen, my biggest concern is I have to fart.
I would think that would happen a lot more often than you think.
I panic about that.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Because you don't want to have somebody working you and then, shit in their face, essentially. Don't want to give them fucking pink eye.
Fucking Linda Blair the shit out of him with my gas.
Right. Yeah, because God knows it's fucking horrible enough with us.
It's like...
I go to bed and wonder if I'm going to wake up every morning or not. So...
That is not a lie.
No.
Also, we were talking about not long ago. I was not allowed to say the word fart because of how I was raised until I was an adult and on my own.
Yeah, fart. For my grandparents, it was a
big no-no.
Yeah, it wasn't a big no-no, but you would get corrected if you said it. Like, hey, we don't use that kind of language, or hey, we can pick a better word than that.
I know, but like in my house, it was basically a cuss word. So that's probably why I'm 12. I feel like a 12-year-old boy sometimes, and I use the word fart all the time.
So, but is that why you get upset if I ever ask you if you shit yourself when you fart on me?
Well, no, because sometimes I actually have shit myself. Don't judge me, ladies and gentlemen. It's been when I've been sick, okay? Mm-hmm. In all fairness. Mm-hmm. And so then it makes me feel like you literally think I shit myself all the time.
Well, I don't. I mean, it was just a term of endearment.
I feel like you fart and poop shame me, and here's why.
Why?
Oh, Exhibit A. I've been holding on to this one.
Oh, God.
3 years ago, we were looking at houses before we bought this one.
Okay.
And of all people, if I have to poop, I have to poop.
Yeah, no,
like,
you
I
gotta go.
can't.
You gotta go. It's like Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Yep. I can't wait until I get home. It is what it is. You and our realtor was downstairs, and I was like, look, I hate to do this, but I've got to. Mm-hmm. I pooped real quick. Like, quickest I could have done it. Mm-hmm. And I made sure to spray and everything come out. I think I'm in the clear. This motherfucker looks at me and goes, you shit? Did you shit in their house? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. And our realtor is standing in the balcony right above us, staring down and watching us. And I'm like, fucking walk. We're not buying this house.
But the interesting part is you lucked out, and we were looking at a house that had spray and toilet paper at your beck and call. Like,
I know.
right there available. You got so lucky, it's not even funny.
Because saying, did you shit yourself?
Well, I just thought it was funny. I put you on the spot. I mean, our
my
realtor was
God.
cool. Like, he didn't give a
He
shit.
was cool, but like I was uncomfortable and awkward AF, and I was like, oh, now I'm fucking embarrassed because I have a nervous stomach, and then I have fucking gas because now you've made me uncomfortable, and now he probably does think all I do is shit myself.
I mean, who gives a shit?
That I do. I do. So can we not with that anymore?
That's why I haven't said it since you asked me not to.
You're right. You've done really good at that. Speaking of doing really good at things, guess who hasn't sleep shopped in like a week and a half?
Schlopped.
Sleep shopped.
I'm going to call it schlopped. I mean, that's the new term for it. I like it. I like the way it sounds.
Sleep shopped.
Schlopped.
Sleep shopped. It all kind of runs together, but It's been like a week and a half.
Yeah. I thought it had been longer than that, so this is news to me that it's only been a week and a half that you haven't sleep shopped.
Well, I bought like 1,000 stickers not long ago in my sleep.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going through.
Temu for the win.
That's what I was going through that one night. I should have been in bed after work.
When I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, you were still up doing stuff?
Yeah, I was going through stickers.
Okay.
Those were the stickers.
Okay.
Because I'm 12. I love stickers, of course.
So if we're going to talk about sleep shopping, you need to tell the story.
Which one?
The big one.
Oh.
The pièce de résistance.
Yes, I do know which one you're talking about.
That's what you got to tell.
Okay, folks, we have kind of hit here and there that since we've been together, I do a lot of weird things in my sleep. Mm-hmm. I really do. I not only sleep shop, but like I used to be able to carry on full text conversations with Jason when we were dating. Mm-hmm. We've had full verbal conversations.
Yep.
And I'm completely asleep, like swear to Jesus.
I mean, Jesus, there were 3 weeks during COVID when you had COVID that you don't even remember, and we talked all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, this is not a joke. I do sleep shop. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Thankfully.
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
And yes, I lock my phone and I do all this, but this is how bad it is.
We've even tried putting the phone on, like, the dresser across the room.
Yeah, I've still gotten to it. And I, as a kid, would sleepwalk. Mm. So yeah, there's no stopping me apparently.
Yeah, there's no shutting it down.
So this is what happened.
What had happened
was, first of all, I am a purse whore. I'll say it. I'm an addict. I love handbags. I always have. And I love shoes because no matter what size I am, my handbags and my shoes always fit me.
Now, I will say this before we go any further. If we have enough people message us or comment or anything along those lines, we will post pictures of these ridiculous purse cabinets.
That are maxed out, and I haven't even bought a bag in a year.
Mm-hmm. And we still have more sitting
because
elsewhere.
I have nowhere to put them. But anyway, and I have everything, anything you can imagine. I don't discriminate.
We all have our hobbies.
But I am bougie, okay?
Bougie on a budget.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, bougie on a budget.
So, about 4 or 5 years ago, I have expensive taste, y'all. 4 or 5 years ago, I was getting ready for work. Or no, you were getting ready for work, and I was just getting up. Mm-hmm. And I was checking my email. And I had gotten an email from Chanel, the designer, Chanel.com. And it said, there was no descriptions, no nothing. It said, when your order ships is when your card will be charged. We will send you another email with the confirmation number and receipt number and all that.
And when you read this, I'm in the closet in the opposite room, and I
said, oh shit.
Well, among other things.
Yeah.
Ish.
And I went in the closet because we had a ginormous closet at that time. It basically was like a little bedroom. Mm-hmm. And so I sit down at my makeup table and he goes, what? And I said, I think I've really did it now. He goes, what did you do? And I said, well, I got this email from Chanel and apparently I've ordered something, but it doesn't tell me what I've ordered. And I love handbags. So the obvious thing is I've probably bought a $5,000 handbag.
So I immediately checked the bank account.
His butthole clenched so hard I saw his face pucker. And he's like, what did you order? And I said, I don't have a clue. I don't fucking know because it doesn't tell me. He goes, you better fucking figure it out. And it's like, walks out of the closet. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, Dad's pissed.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable. I need to figure this out.
Oh, I was pissed.
So there was a hyperlink. I follow it. My ass straight up set up a full-blown account in my sleep on Chanel.com.
Couldn't check out as a guest. Had to set up a fucking account.
And the reason I know it is because it had saved in my keychain the password and the username when I went there.
Mm-hmm.
So I get in. I finally get to where the orders are, and I look. And what did my dumbass buy?
Tell them all.
100 pieces of cotton that you would clean your face with that was stamped with the Chanel logo. But in my defense, before you all are like gasping and you can't believe I did this, they were only $20.99 and shipping was free. But get this, they never shipped. I never got them, and I wasn't able to cancel the order because they were out of stock.
They were on back order.
They were on back order. I never even got them.
Yeah. Yeah. So we figured that out. Well, it figured it out for us.
It was a terrible, 45 minutes.
But here's the thing, during the period of time prior to that, things would show up at the house every once in a while. You'd order things every once in a while, and I wouldn't think anything of it. And I had no realization that you were sleep shopping. I had no understanding of that. And you tell me this, and this is the first time I'm truly finding out that this is something that you have that you deal with. And I'm also beside myself, but at the same time, obviously upset and concerned and holy shit, how much money did we just spend on Chanel's website?
That we don't have.
Yeah, that we didn't have at that moment.
Our life was very different. Not saying we have it now, to freely go buy Chanel. God, I wish we did.
But Jesus, we've worked our ass off to get where we're at.
We're in a very different place in life than we were right then.
Yeah, we've spent, this will be our 9-year anniversary this year. Mm-hmm. So we're creeping up on the decade mark. We've spent, the 9-10 years trying to really build our relationship and build our future and stability and all that other stuff. We've worked as a team, consistently. So that's what we've tried to do. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, I had no idea. I learned at that point in time at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting dressed for work, and I'm like, holy shit.
This is how bad it is.
I had no clue. And then...
Well, then that explained the credit cards for certain department stores.
Right. And
that would show up, honest to God. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, I don't know. I didn't apply for that card. I swear to Jesus, I didn't.
Yeah, I think in 1 week, a Victoria's Secret and an Ulta and Maurice's and a Kohl's showed up in 1 week, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it was nuts, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah,
that's when it got real bad. But anyway, it didn't help that I already have a shopping problem. Let's be honest. I grew up. I don't want to say poor. When I was young, little. We weren't poor, but we lived on a farm.
You had a frugal lifestyle.
Yes, my mom and dad both worked. My dad worked in a factory, he was management, but we bought things at Walmart. We didn't have extra of things.
Same,
and so then in my first marriage, I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And so there was no extra money to buy extra clothes or extra things. So when I did get my degree and became a nurse, and we suddenly had
a secondary income
that you and I together were never really used to having.
Right, because the first year and a half of us together, I was primary income. You were pretty much a stay-at-home mom. You worked part-time, like Gigi's Cupcakes and doing those things. But it was also, I worked my hardest to make sure we never wanted for anything, and we lived comfortably.
We lived on a budget, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I suddenly had this income that we were never used to, the sleep shopping got worse.
Yes.
And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And I was sleep shopping and you couldn't return things.
Right. Yeah.
And so a lot of now what I have that still has tags, don't judge me, people, are during that time frame.
Yeah.
Of COVID.
And the other thing too is, you would order not just like a t-shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't just order the one that came in black or blue. You would order black, blue, pink, orange, green, and red.
In the same shirt.
Same shirt, same size, same style, same exact everything, just different color.
That's my ADHD, though.
Right.
That's my tism.
But you would do that in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like you weren't consciously going, oh, I need this, and I need this, and I need that. It just happened.
But I think it must have been happening clearly subconsciously because in my conscious state, I guess I should say, I have been known to buy two of the same shirt. Like if I have a shirt I absolutely love,
Right.
I'll buy another one. I won't lie, but I won't wear it until like the
other one's worn out.
Yeah, it's worn out or it has
Yeah.
a hole or it looks bad or if it's a dress shirt or whatever.
Right.
Then I have an extra, and that is also my ADHD. Because I panic. I don't want to be without anything because I've had to go without before.
Right. Right. To
And
make
that's
sure
part,
you're covered.
And that's part of my shopping problem. But on the funnier side of my shopping problem, and I think we've touched on this before, I don't know who a Sleep Me is. I don't know her at all. I don't know where she lives. I don't know where this bitch is going. I don't know what kind of friends she has. But first of all, she a hoe.
And she need to come over. Like for
Poor
real.
Jason.
Like she need to get her ass over.
Because Jason's like, I'm paying the bills. Where she be?
Yeah, right?
But
Damn.
no, she a hoe. Like, what kind of life is this girl leading? Like, I want to go out one night like her.
Do you remember the Amazon list that you created that you shared with me?
No. And I
Yeah.
was actually
you
just
literally
talking.
literally named it slutwear.
And I literally was just talking about this at work this past weekend because I don't want to go into it tonight, but you had ordered me something and I was like, oh, thanks. And I didn't know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to Google how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, well, it was on your
Amazon list.
Yeah. And I had put it on there in my sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old slutwear Amazon list for the win.
Like, it's nuts. But no. So I don't know who she is. She's bought, I haven't worn a skirt, and I truly cannot tell you, like, since I was a teenager, I have bought 3 pleather skirts in all different colors.
And where the fuck they at?
And they're in the other closet.
Yeah.
Other closet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I take up 3 closets.
3. And a dresser.
That's new. I'm working on it.
I know. But, I mean, still, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, it is what it is.
She bought thigh-high boots, thigh-high leopard boots.
Part of the ones that I organized and put in the shoe closet as well.
Listen, I know that you do all these things for me, and I appreciate you. But can you not right now interject? Trying to tell story time.
Okay. Shh. I'll be quiet.
She has thigh-high boots, pleather skirts,
Yep.
see-through shirts,
Oh, yep. Seen those.
and bodysuits.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch has bodysuits for days. And speaking of, I actually just found one that I had ordered.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where did you find that one at?
when I was cleaning out my closet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
It's a hot pink. There's no back. There's no back in this thing.
Awesome.
And
I'm excited.
she bought the hot pink leggings to go with them.
Fuck yeah.
She being me, asleep me.
Fuck yeah.
Oof.
Let's go.
Oof. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Well, no, I will not be Ken. Thank you very much.
I wasn't asking you to.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm sorry. Unpopular opinion. That movie fucking sucked.
I was so excited about it. I
And
truly was like
I thought
a
it might be
good-
something cool, yeah.
a really good Barbie empowering women movie, and it really dropped the ball, I feel like.
Yeah, and like I was super supportive of that fact, and like I was like, okay, this might be actually interesting and cool, because even though like that kind of toy and upbringing, it really wasn't my thing.
Mine either, because we never had, like, I never had really, I had a couple Barbies,
Right.
but that was not anything we had.
But I felt like it could be something cool culturally to make things relevant again and put those points out there and whatnot, which I thought was going to be really cool. And then we get 15 minutes into the fucking movie. It's a musical and it's absolute dog shit. It has nothing to do with anything.
Well, and I was really hoping it was also going to go a little bit more full circle about how Barbie has been all these things and done all these things and can be all these things
Right.
for women too. Like that, I was here for it. I was
Right,
so excited. And then I just was bummed. And let's be honest, I would be the weird Barbie.
The weird Barbie?
Yeah, you know the one.
Oh, yeah, the one that starts having all the issues and...
She's all sideways and
Yeah.
marked on. That's me. I'm the weird Barbie, folks.
Yeah.
Just hanging out in the back of your closet, weird Barbie.
So, since we're on that topic, what would you say over the last couple of years is an absolute just disappointment, other than Barbie, an absolute disappointment of a movie? Or one that's been way more, exciting and relevant than you thought it was going to be?
What do you, as far as what though?
Like, okay, to kind of give you an example, like I'm kind of like into history and autobiography and all these different things. So like Oppenheimer I thought it was a very, very good movie. I saw it in a preview and I knew it would be a good movie and it hit that expectation and then some.
Okay, that's fair.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I love history too, but I did not love that movie.
Right, yeah, I think it can get lost in the weeds in that movie quite a bit. Yeah,
especially me, because I don't have the attention span for that.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to really think. I haven't thought about that. That's a good that truly is a good question. Well,
because if you think about it too, ever since COVID, it's really been, everybody's moved to streaming and everybody's moved to digital platforms. And yeah, we've gone and seen a couple of movies in theater. Like I will say this. The Top Gun sequel, Maverick. I mean, that was absolutely amazing to see in theaters. And it's still one of those movies that, like, I will watch it on a repeat at home if it comes on.
I think that was one for me, honestly, before you said it. That's the first one I thought. And the reason I thought that is I remember watching the original when it came.
Yeah, Top Gun back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, like in the 80s or whatever. And, like, how culturally significant it was for that time period, especially just even now looking back.
Yeah, it just blew up like crazy.
And then it was done well, and it was done right, and it had the right, just the right of old and just the right of new actors,
right,
and characters and things, that it was still very good.
Yeah. My
other one that was way better than I thought it would be Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes, that, and the interesting part is you say that, but you blow me shit every time like it comes on and I'll want to watch it because it's an engaging movie. Because
it's very sad for me.
I get that.
In multiple ways. Not only, I don't want to spoil anything if anybody's never seen it, for multiple reasons. And to see now the new Shelby that's being released, I just saw. Yeah. Like, it just makes me sad in all the different ways. And that's why I'm like, I could watch it. It's a movie I can watch more than one time, which there's not a whole lot of those I have. But I couldn't watch it on repeat.
Yeah, like when that came out, I thought it would be a cool movie. And I was like, yeah, it'd be interesting to see that. And then it really dives deep into the history of, Ford's racing program and the competition with Ferrari and just, all
the good old boy syndrome back then and how bad it truly was.
Yeah. I mean, how, some of these people were treated by, Ford, or how they were treated by Ferrari or McLaren or, any of those manufacturers to try and get the race programs up and running. I mean, they were,
they were brutal, man.
They were brutal.
Like brutal. Yeah. Unnecessarily brutal, honestly.
And they didn't have any kind of loyalty, which was interesting.
These hoes ain't loyal.
No, fuck these hoes.
These hoes ain't loyal. I said that at work. I probably
just running through the halls of the hospital. Just fuck these hoes.
No, that's definitely not how that happened.
I can see it now. Okay. You ran down the hallway. You were pulling call lights and putting them on the chargers. And you're like, fuck these hoes.
These hoes ain't loyal. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Actually, we were joking, and one of the girls joked about putting a call light on the charger, and I go, oh God, don't say that around Jason. He'll get mortified and think that we're really doing it.
It's deplorable.
And they all laugh now because I've
listened to the show.
I've all forced them to listen to the podcast, of course.
So at the nurse's station, do you just like put it on play and just let everybody listen to it?
No. I'll ask, like, or I'll say, like, oh, we've talked about that on the podcast, or Lacey was on the podcast and we all worked together at one point, and this or that or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I just listened, or I'm caught up, or I'm not caught up, or whatever. And so, like, they know, like, they have been listening.
Yeah, and that's super cool.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they have been some of my biggest hype men I could ask for, truly.
Mm-hmm. So here's the funny thing. Like, I'm in sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my entire team and all the people I work with, or that work for me, or that I work for, I have pitched and tried to get them to consistently try and listen to our podcast, to follow the page, do all these other things. I am a horrible fucking salesperson because I can't get a single goddamn one of them to do it. Not one.
No, but then I posted. So Sunday, I was at work. Jason had texted me that, and if you worked with me Sunday, I told everybody who would listen. And
this is a pretty cool feat for us, just kind of starting out in this. And I mean, this is our 7th episode.
Are all 12 listeners?
Yes, but 14, 15 now. Yeah.
We were downloaded in the UK,
mm-hmm.
Ireland,
mm-hmm.
and Russia.
Yep.
So I was like super excited. I'm like, oh shit, people are actually listening to me in other countries.
Yeah, that's crazy that, we had that kind of reach. Even though it's like one here and one there and one there, it's still the fact that somebody took the time to listen that has really no connection to us.
I know. And that's what I think like made my dark, black, empty soul and heart smile a little bit. And so I was so excited, and I had posted it on Facebook, and I did say in the post, I said, for the love of all things holy, will you please go like and follow our Facebook page so he will quit sending me calendar reminders of things to send out.
Secret time. I'm not going to stop sending those invites, but anyways.
Secret time, y'all better just like it.
Yes, please
like it. But listen, before we go, I did want to say thank you to all 15, 16 listeners and everybody truly who has reached out. I appreciate every single Snapchat, Facebook message, text message, call, anything, any of it. I appreciate it all. And I know Jason does too, because I share them all with him and tell him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because even though like this is supposed to be my podcast and it's my stories or whatever, we are a team.
Mm-hmm.
And honest to God, with my ADHD, this man has taken this this tiny thought I had in my head, and he's been the driving force and ran with it. Like, I literally show up. He does everything else for me.
Yep.
Like, I'm truly that lucky. But I digress. We were talking about this, and I said, we were downloaded in Russia?
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah. And I was like, Bert accidentally was part of the Russian mafia and Russia downloaded us. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, that would be interesting if, after the few tags or whatnot, we tag Bert Kreischer in. If he's the one that actually downloaded and listened to the podcast, that'd be interesting.
That wasn't my thought, but my God, I hope he does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm nice in it. We both actually listened to one of his with Tom Segura.
2 Bears.
2 Bears, 1 Cave. So, and that's actually pretty enjoyable.
Well, actually, what's funny is this is how I've sucked a lot of my friends into like watching his stuff or his specials or listening to his podcast, the reels on Facebook. If y'all can't tell, Lacey, who was on the episode before this one,
mm-hmm.
she is the Tom to my Bert. like, she's the one that's more obviously way clearly level-headed than I am.
A little bit more grounded, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the one that's like, let's go, let's make bad choices, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, let's find hookers in Shanghai. Yeah.
Like something crazy like that.
And she's like,
okay?
no, let's just go to
She's
dinner.
like, no, we're not going to do that. Come on, you're going to go to bed. And I'm like, and I'm going to eat 12 pizzas. And she's like, you're going to eat a pizza, Mario, all of a sudden, and go to bed, Elissa. So I'm just putting that comparison out there.
All right. Okay. So, well, we should probably wrap up. That's about our allotted time for the week. So, and we don't want to tell too much and talk about too much. We got to have something to share next week. So.
I know. I'm just an oversharer by nature.
Hey, it's all good. We've got tons of stories and tons of current events and things that happen all the time to us, for God's sake. So, but thank you again, everyone, for listening. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to just kind of share and enjoy these times, and it's been great for Elissa and I to be able to converse and just kind of go over these things and share them with you and kind of have an outlet. And we're just going to continue to do it. So,
before we go,
what?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but one last thing.
That's fine. Fuck
Nurse friends, just hear me out. What I have to say, AMA, not against medical advice. I am challenging anybody who wants to do it to send me an AMA and ask me anything question.
Yep.
And I'll answer them.
Same goes for me if you want to ask me anything.
Yeah. So we're putting AMA, ask me or Jason. Anything. Questions.
And we'll answer honestly.
And some of them we might, that'd be fun to do a whole episode of AMA questions back and forth.
Yeah.
Y'all can make this happen.
Yeah.
It's in your hands.
The pitch is there.
Yep.
We're throwing the pitch out there. So hopefully we get some feedback on it, and maybe
it'll be a home run.
Maybe it'll be a home run. Maybe we'll get some stuff together with it.
If you build it, they will come. Okay, I'm done.
So, but no, thank you again, everybody. We look forward to continuing to do this, and hopefully, if you do like what we're doing and enjoy the podcast, you would be so kind as to jump on our Facebook and like us, because I know she doesn't want the calendar invites.
Please.
Guys, I'm still going to send her the fucking calendar invites. It's going to happen because it needs to happen. But anyways, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. I mean, we're all over the place, and we're just trying to get this out there so more people can enjoy it, like in Russia or. I won't say China, but maybe China. I don't know. I'm not going to judge. I mean,
share, like, leave reviews, please. Be honest back with us.
Yeah. If we say something that pisses y'all off, tell us. If our podcast, that episode sucks, tell us. We want to know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to get that feedback and to open that line of conversation about what we're doing, because we truly have an interest in what everybody's listening to and what they want to listen to and don't want to listen to. So I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Honestly, it has.
So, all right. Well, thanks, guys. We will see you again next episode.
Okay, we out.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to share and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Adventures of E, and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Adventures of E. See you next time.